everybody. This is Eric with American Business Systems, and we certainly want to welcome you here this afternoon. Today is, I believe, the last day of August, so, man, we're going to be in September before you know it. But it's good to have everyone here today. We are going to do our best to get through the webinar today about talking about why you do not need to have any experience in becoming a medical biller. And before we get started there, and before I go to the next slide, I want to make sure that everybody's hearing my voice okay. So if you'll look up in that right-hand corner where the GoToWebinar control panel is, and you see that little icon of a hand, if you don't mind clicking that hand, that way it'll ensure to me and to Adam that our voices are coming through loud and clear. Great. Good to have Carmen, David, Mia, Stephen, Tim, thank you, Tanya, Sarah, Phil, we've got Lynn, Jerry. Got a great group here this afternoon, so thank you for doing that. I want to introduce to you, and my co-host today on the webinar is Adam Phillips. He's the president of American Business Systems. So I'm just going to bring Adam onto the call with us. Adam, you there?
Hey, good afternoon, everybody.
Hey, it's good to have you here today. And instead of instead of Patrick here, and we're going to talk to you today about again why you don't need any experience in getting into medical billing. I know Adam that you and I hear a lot from people about that, and so we thought we would try to address that today. As we get started here, we want to just kind of share with you a little bit about who is American Business Systems and who we are. We have been around for 20 years now, helping folks just like you and those that are on the call with us, getting into medical billing, being able to work from home. There, as you can see here, with just people just like yourself, and working, whether you want to work from home or work from another place, that is truly up to you. And again, we'll kind of talk about that, especially throughout the presentation. If you haven't already been to our website yet, it's absystems.com. And in our website, we have a lot of information there about who we are and really how to get started here. And you can see on that orange button that we have here on the website, and actually up here in the right-hand corner where it says Request More Information, you can actually click on that, and that'll get you over to our virtual brochure. And if you haven't gone through, or you're started in our virtual brochure and you kind of stopped through somewhere in there, you want to get back into there, because this is where, again, you'll find out a lot more about who we are, what we do, more due diligence for yourself. So again, please go back and get back into that virtual brochure, because there's just tons of information there. Now I'm going to let Adam kind of take it from here, because he's the guy that does all of our information for our social media. So Adam, you take it from here on about how to get more information even on Twitter.
Sure, thanks, Eric. Before we keep going here, I just wanted to briefly let everybody know that you're welcome to start asking questions if you like. Now, everyone on this call is muted as far as the phone or microphone goes, but if you look on the GoToMeeting control panel there, GoToWebinar control panel, there's a little spot where you can type in questions and send them to us. So feel free to do that as we're going, and we'll try to answer your questions here and there as we have time, and hopefully we can get to all the questions as we go. So just wanted to remind people that that was there. We are on Twitter, and if you guys are on Twitter and want to follow us, you can. It's @ABSystems. That's our Twitter username. You're welcome to do that. And I'm actually kind of the social media guy here at ABS, and I'm the one that does a lot of the posting of various things that I run across in the industry that I think are important for people to know about, because there is a lot of changes in the industry that are happening. And so following us on Twitter as well as following us on our blog are very important if you want to stay on top of different things that we're doing and different things that are happening in the industry. So yeah, as you can see on that slide there, our blog is at absystems.com/blog, and there's a lot of good content on the blog. We put all of our archived webinars, all of our archived training testimonials. As you see, I just uploaded the testimonials that we got from our August class that just graduated a few weeks ago, and so there's a lot of excited people on there talking about the business. I'd go check that out if you guys haven't seen that. Let's see, do I have control over here, or are you going through the slides, Eric? Are you clicking?
You got it there.
Okay, so this is a picture of our corporate headquarters here in Keller, Texas. It's basically Fort Worth is where we're at. And you guys are welcome to come by and visit anytime you want to. Just give us a call and we can set that up. Our CEO, Patrick Phillips, loves to meet with people that are looking into the opportunity. So anytime you want to come by, just give us a ring and we'd be happy to set that up. We do training classes, live training classes every, let's see, I don't have control, it looks like.
There we go.
Yeah. We do live training classes every 6 weeks, and the next class that we have coming up is September 16 through 20, and after that we've got 2 more for the year, and that's it.
That's it.
And as you can see here on this slide, Eric, we've got 7 seats remaining for this class coming up in September. So anybody who is looking to get into that class, you need to go ahead and give us a call as soon as you can, and we can help arrange for that. And there's our phone number there, 866-565-8413.
Well, today we want to get right on into, no experience needed and why. And so as Adam and I go through here today, again, this webinar is for you, for those that are on the call today. We want to take our time, go through it at a decent pace, but if you've got any questions along the way, maybe it's about one of the sections that we're going to go through, feel free to type in your question and we will do what we can, again, to get into those questions. And if some that we need to feel like we'll answer towards the end, we'll certainly do that. But again, we want to hear from you, and this is a live webinar, so we want to make sure that we get your questions answered. Well, Adam, I know that between you and Alicia and Jason and Dirk and myself, and we get this question asked quite a bit about, well, don't I have to go to school? Don't I have to get a degree? Don't I have to do these things? And, we get this question asked a lot. And so today we're going to kind of go through that, but share some of the things that you share with people about, about when they ask us about experience here in medical billing.
Well, yeah, I mean, if anybody on this webinar has been doing any research at all on getting into the medical billing industry, there's a lot of different ways to become educated on the process of how to use different types of, there's hundreds and hundreds of different types of software packages for medical billing. There's hundreds and hundreds of different courses, online courses, community college courses. What we have found is typically what you will find out there is there's not a lot of companies that have any type of assistance with the most important part, which is showing you how to generate revenue and showing you how to get clients. So we actually have had people that have gone through billing and coding courses, and maybe they bought some software themselves and ended up sitting at home going, okay, now what? I have all this technical knowledge in my head, but I don't know how to get clients. I don't know how to actually make money at this. So that's where a lot of people who try to do this on their own, that's where a lot of people falter.
Right.
And so that's where we come in. We are really the only company in the nation that has a support and training package that focuses on the business development marketing side and really doing a lot of different key things to help you get the doctors interested in you and interested in the services that you have. That's very, very important. Yeah. So
again, we're going to step through this, and Adam's touched on a few things here about, why you don't need the experience in quote-unquote, say, medical billing. Number one is because of the training that we actually provide you. Now, there is a lot of training that we have. We have an online training on our licensee support site. We've got some training videos that we actually hand out at the end of our live training. But Adam, I think the biggest part of that training is that live training that we kind of go through. I mean, Patrick brings in experienced licensees, people that have actually been out there doing what they have been taught and actually built the business. So let me just kind of share with you right quickly what you're going to be what you're going to be trained in and be positioned as. And I think when we kind of share about what does it mean to be a revenue cycle specialist, it kind of puts people in a little bit different mode than just being a medical biller. Wouldn't you, Adam, what do you think about whenever we talk to people about, being a revenue cycle specialist other than just a medical billing company?
Yeah, I think that's a great point, Eric, because that's what people come to our live class thinking, okay, here goes this week, I'm going to learn about medical billing, and then I'm going to be done. That's it, and I'm going to be a medical biller. But what ends up happening is they actually realize that they're not medical billers at all. They end up being it's much bigger of a program than that. We have many different products and services that can help doctors in many different areas of their revenue cycle. And so that's why our licensees are considered medical revenue cycle specialists instead of just medical billers. And so that's a very big distinction that people make. And it usually takes a while, even going through the live class. Right. A lot of times the light bulbs don't start going off until about Wednesday, and they're like, oh my gosh, this is so much bigger than what I thought it was. It's so much more than just filing insurance claims for a doctor. Yeah.
It's hard for us. I know it just gets difficult for us to try to convey that over a phone call or even sometimes over a webinar. And that's why we certainly encourage you to get to the training class, because it's really in that training class where that light bulb really does come on to go, gosh, can I really make this happen? Well, one of the first things we want to show you is here about what you're going to learn or get here at training. There's certainly a training workshop student manual. We go through that pretty systematically, and that's going to kind of take you on all the aspects of medical billing. And plus, this becomes your resource after you leave training. So if you feel like you forgot something or the information is coming at you pretty quickly and you want to go back, this is your reference material to go back on. But a lot of people ask, Adam, are we going to get some hands-on training? I would say, that's one of the first things we start off with is a little bit of hands-on training. Why don't you talk a little bit about what we do that first day there at training?
Yeah, I mean, because of the fact that people think they're there to learn specifically about medical billing and couldn't really care less about anything else at that point, we do take a session right up front in the beginning. First thing on Monday, we get right into the nitty-gritty of the software. So we show you we show you what a claim looks like. We show you how to process it in our iClaim system, and everyone has a laptop in front of them, so they're actually doing the hands-on training right then and there, first thing on Monday, about the usage of the system, which is the technical part. And it's funny because a lot of people who are real nervous about, oh, well, this is going to be really hard and difficult and technical, they find out that it's not. I mean, they find out with our cloud-based system that we have, the fact that it runs on any computer, any internet browser, any device with an internet connection it runs on. Very, very user-friendly system. By the end of that session, for the iClaim session, they're like, okay, I got that. What's next? Now how do we go out and market?
Yeah, really. It takes about one day, and you get to a spot where, entering claims or entering patients' information, you get to a point where you go, okay, I think I got that. Now, yeah, really, let's move on. Another part about training, and look, we're just kind of taking this in big blocks here, is a lot of people are a little afraid of medical terminology, and so we do take our time also along with that in training to go through that, because certainly there are key elements and key terminologies that you're going to want to know as you get to learn this business. So part about getting into this business and not having to have any experience, you're going to take that week here at that live training class, and you're going to have, number one, that hands-on training. Number two, you're going to learn all the terminology that's going to be needed, because we take those and build those as building blocks as we go through the week. So some of those terminologies that we're going to go through, are going to be some of those terminologies that you're going to actually be able to learn how to use when we get to that part about getting this to the doctors and marketing to the doctors.
So, Eric, what you're telling me is we basically have a medical billing 101 type situation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because, again, we got to take a little bit of, steps. Now, we have, this last class, we had one lady in there who's had a lot of experience in medical billing. But even from that, she even learned some things about, how to position that even in that marketing side. But then as that week goes on, one of those other key elements that you will learn, because I know that I get asked this, and I know you and the rest of the team gets asked this, is how do I know how to price things? Adam, you want to take that a little bit of what we do with the proposal and the pricing?
Yeah, this is part of the I mentioned there's several key things that ABS does to help you get the clients, and this is a part of that. So I guess step one is, and I don't know if we may be getting into this a little bit later, but step one is we help you do a practice analysis for a doctor, where you're able to, by asking them a series of questions, you're able to help not only yourself but help the doctor get a better picture of what their current costs are and if they might be able to save some money in different areas. So that's step one. Once you get that analysis done, you can actually send that to ABS, and our support team will take a look at it, and we'll say, okay, based on what we see here, we recommend that you should put together a proposal that's offering these particular services. And so you're able to truly offer services that the doctor really needs, instead of just like offering them all 9 of our products and services without really having a clue what they really need. So it's very important that you take the time to do that. So we're going to help you put together your proposal, and we're also going to make recommendations on your pricing. So we're going to say, based on what we see here, you should come in at X%. And typically our licensees right now are coming in at the 5 to 9% range per claim. That's what our licensees are charging right now on average. So we'll help you put that proposal together and come up with your pricing to make sure that not only are you competitive in your market, but that you're not leaving any money on the table either.
Yeah, and what Adam is saying here is, so far, if we kind of step this thing through as we're building this area about experience and why you don't need any experience coming in, is because, again, we've had the years of experience. We work with our licensees day in and day out. So you're afforded the luxury of the brevity of everything else that we've got going on here. And so part of that proposal, part of that pricing, part of that practice analysis that Adam's talking about, we go into a lot of detail in that. And I think one of the best examples, Adam, is that testimonial that Patrick did with James Thomas just this last week. That is pretty amazing. If people haven't seen that video yet, it's actually on the blog where Adam was talking about. But Adam, kind of talk to the people about what James Thomas found about, you talk about not having any experience even before he got to training. Kind of step through some of the things that he was able to get here with support.
Well, I mean, it was very much a hand-holding process, even though Dr. James is a doctor himself. He still needed some hand-holding from us in putting together a proposal that made sense for everyone. And through some fact-finding that we had done, and through some information gathering that we had done, and doing the analysis and everything, our support team was actually able to take a look at that, take a look at the proposal that Dr. James had put together, and say, well, wait a second, you actually didn't think of this particular thing here, where he was able to charge. He was basically going to be providing an additional service where he was able to charge a little bit more money than what he originally had on the proposal, and because of that, now he's making a couple grand more a month that he would have missed had he not used our support to help him with that.
And what's exciting about that is here was one of our brand new licensees prior to even getting to training, didn't really have any experience in really pricing proposals or demos or anything else like that, and we would help him even before he got to training to land a client. So those are some of the things that we wanted to kind of share with you that are real life experience things that are happening and have just recently happened. And then talk about, you know, again, the live training that we have here. Patrick does bring in licensees that have had years of experience. Here's one of them that is with us here, Cynthia Anderson. And Cynthia's, again, teaching this class, one of our recent classes that we just had. But you can see here, there's a lot of hands-on. We're talking. You're getting a lot of, like, what we would say, where the rubber meets the road type of things to do, because you're going to be hearing from licensees that have actually been out there, built the business, got clients, and are doing billing. So the person that you see up there on the screen right now is part of your experience. So that's part of your team now as an ABS licensee. Again, as we're kind of walking through this, we've kind of gone through the training aspect of it. Now we want to kind of get into no experience needed and why. It's because of the marketing that we have here. I've got a few slides up here that I want to just kind of show here. What we don't want you to feel like you have to do is go out there and reinvent the wheel. Adam, I had a Janet Wilder, who's one of our licensees, who just did a webinar for our licensees last week. She had already been doing medical billing, and but she came to us because of the experience that we have in marketing. And so that's some of the things that we see. We see people that come into the business that have had years of experience in medical billing, but don't have the experience in marketing. You want to kind of talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, you're exactly right. We've actually had several people go through our training program, and what happened is what I mentioned earlier, where they tried to start their own medical billing business. You know, usually they're working from home, and they've spent a bunch of money on software and a bunch of money on training, but the training that they received was technical in nature. And so, yes, they know how to file claims. Yes, they know how to use the software. Yes, they know about coding and different things like that, but they had no idea how to actually market the business and get clients. And so we've had people that have given us that story and said, hey, I need to go through your program because I have no clue what I'm doing out here. And Jeanette is one of those who now has got several clients, and things are going really, really well. And we've actually been utilizing her, like you said, we've been utilizing her to put together some additional educational webinars for our licensees on coding and you know, various things that she's got knowledge in. So it's a great relationship. I'm glad that she ran across us.
Yeah, it's a great, and so that really ties in everything that we're talking about here about no experience needed. I know, Adam, you've heard it, and so I'm certainly know that I've heard about it, and you know, people that we may be dealing with, their friends or family says, oh, I wouldn't get into that. You have to have years of experience about doing medical billing, and especially with everything with Obamacare and everything. Folks, this is why you join an organization like American Business Systems, because not only are we keeping up on what we could say the corporate end of everything, but again, like Janet, we've got folks like that who are educating and continually educating our licensee base even after you become a licensee. So if there's a particular something that you need to know about, then this is where you can certainly get the help. We truly have what I would say a great pathway of success, and I know this is just a graphic here on the screen, but it's the truth. I know that we get a lot of questions of this asked also. You know, why do people fail? People fail because they get off of this path of marketing, of what we teach them. I know Patrick's even said, he says that people that have even had selling and marketing background, that they can be some of the most difficult to try to stay on this path, because dealing and marketing to doctors, especially in the medical billing side of everything, is not the same as going to sell that doctor a widget. And so we're dealing with the doctor's money. And I don't know about you, Adam, but I don't let go of my wallet too quickly unless I know somebody.
Right.
And so we want to make you stay on the path, and I think even I've heard from other licensees that said, hey, I'm not out there, I'm kind of floundering around out there, what do I do? And we just try to get them back on, are you doing this? Are you doing what we taught you in class? So one of the things that we want to show you here on the screen is all the marketing pieces that we have. And when we say we don't want you to go out and feel like you have to go and reinvent the wheel, we've got the wheel invented. And so, Adam, why don't you kind of take them through all the different postcards that they're seeing, the DVD, the flyers, and all of that here on the screen.
I've actually got a couple of things I wanted to say on the don't reinvent the wheel thing, and also the path to success. But this may be a good time to interject a few questions that we're getting. Do you want to maybe just answer a few?
Yeah,
okay.
Let's see.
Go back to the reinvent the wheel thing while I'm talking here.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I'll touch on that in a minute. But I wanted to, we've got a couple of questions coming in I want to go ahead and answer. Robert asked, why should doctors use medical billers when they can do their own billing in-house? We actually get that question a lot. Do you want to touch on that?
Absolutely. The reason why doctors would want to use a medical billing or outsource their billing to do their billing is, number one, because of the greater revenue that is actually available. On our blog, going back to what Adam does, is that there was an actual article that just came out here recently about the increase of revenue that occurs in a doctor's office once they outsource their billing. So what we have to convey to you and to others, and even to the doctors at times, is whenever you're doing your own in-house billing, you're probably losing more money, not just in the simple fact of what you have to pay in payroll and maybe what it costs you to keep that software updated, but the fact of the claims that get rejected a lot of times just don't get refiled. And so as a medical billing company, you generate your revenue from when the doctor gets paid, unlike if someone's just in the doctor's office who gets paid a salary anyway, whether that doctor gets paid on a claim or not. So that's one of the big reasons, Robert, right there, of why doctors would want to use a medical billing outsourcing company rather than just doing it in-house.
Yeah, and a lot of times it is a matter of educating the doctors and helping them realize that most of the time doing it in-house costs them more money. A lot of times they don't realize it until you start educating them by doing the practice analysis and different pieces of information that you can send to them and follow up with them. And you could send them the blog that I just did a couple days ago on what Eric just mentioned, where there was an actual study done that showed that doctors, basically their bottom line was improved by them outsourcing the billing to another company, letting another company handle the billing part. So go check that blog out, absystems.com/blog. Real quick, Robert asked another question. What percentage of doctors currently use medical billers? I guess he's asking in-house, versus outsourcing. Right. We have found it to be about 60-40 is what I've seen. About 60% of doctors are trying to maintain their billing in their offices. About 40% are outsourcing right now. The good news is, Robert, is that our licensees are getting business in either of those scenarios, and I'll tell you why. For starters, if they're trying to do their billing in-house, like we mentioned, they're spending a lot more money and time usually trying to do it in-house with staff and hardware and software and all kinds of costs that they have there, additional costs. Now, even a doctor that's outsourcing right now, what we have found is a lot of doctors are outsourcing to companies that have older technology. And so it's a lot harder for the doctors to get reporting and kind of see what's going on with their claims and know exactly where their money is at. See, with our cloud-based system, you can give the doctor access to our system 24/7. So they can, even on their smartphone, they can, at a click of a button, can see exactly where their money is at any given moment and know exactly what you're doing. And so that really feels like they haven't lost control over their finances. They feel like they can still see exactly what's happening. It's just that they've got somebody outside doing the work, filing the claims. So there's a big difference there. So our licensees are getting doctors signed up that are already outsourcing. They're having doctors switch to them all the time, all day long.
Absolutely.
So good question there.
Yeah, great questions. And we've got some other questions. And Grace, I see your question there, and I'm going to answer that here in just a little bit, if you don't mind. So we'll jump to your question there in just a moment. But again, about reinventing the wheel, staying on that path of success. One of the things that we teach, again, in the training class is seriously how to use these marketing pieces in getting those doctors to at least take a look at you. Now, the last thing you'd want to do is go out there and try to make up your own marketing pieces. Everything that we have here has been branded very specifically for you as an ABS licensee. On any of this marketing materials that you see on here, nothing says anything about American Business Systems, but it has been branded with iClaim or ChoicePay or EMRX. Everything looks packaged properly. Well, we've seen a lot of people, and I think a lot of our folks that have come into the business, Adam, that have done medical billing, and then they try to go get clients, is that we just see an inconsistency of part about marketing and actually branding themselves.
Yeah, everything that you're seeing here, this is part of the reinventing the wheel thing that we were talking about. See, my parents, this is a family business, and my parents started a billing company here in Dallas back in 1987. And they didn't have a process. They didn't have a plan. They were out there just trying to figure it out as they went along. They didn't have marketing materials like this. Heck, I mean, when they first started, it wasn't even on a computer. I mean, they were typing claims on a typewriter. So, the marketing materials, if they had any, must have been just the most, doctors would immediately see something that you've done in Publisher or Microsoft Word or something, and they just know that you're working from home. It just doesn't have a good feel to it. So that's why we've spent hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars developing these top-notch materials that are our branded products, but you're marketing them as your own, and it's your own company name and phone number and everything that we put on here. So we make you appear, even if you are working from home, the doctors aren't going to know it. They're not going to have a clue.
No. And the postcards that you see here could literally be put on one of our services that you may see there called AutoCard, and these cards could be just that drip marketing, what we like to call a drip marketing campaign. It's a little different from just a direct marketing piece that some of you may know about, direct marketing or mail marketing or anything like that. These are very specific. Once you've kind of got a doctor interested or anything else, we show you in exactly how to do that and then how to customize that for yourself. And then also, one of the things that we do here as part of your package with ABS is the website that you receive. And again, being in this new age that we're in, if you don't have a website, you're not in business. And so, Adam, talk to them a little bit about the different templates that we have, and even how if they want to, they can even take it and customize it even further than that.
Yeah, it's important that you have a website, obviously, when you start your own business. And a lot of people we found didn't really know how to do that on their own. And so we came up with several different templates that you can choose from with color choices and graphics and different things like that. But all the copy is already written for all the services that we have. The focus of the website is to get people to click on that contact button to request a free practice analysis. Like I mentioned before, that's your goal in the beginning, is to do a practice analysis for someone. So it's your phone number, your email, it's you, it's your business, and that's what this website is for. So yeah, that's included as part of your license fee, that website.
And now I'm going to show a little bit about our licensee support site. Now, it says support site, and I've got it up underneath here at the marketing, but the reason I'm showing this portion of it right now is, more importantly, is you can see right down here, and as I click on this one, you can see this is where you as a licensee can take full advantage of the whole marketing portion of your campaign, and that is to allow us here at our support present a live web demonstration for your current or prospective practice and provider. We can't stress this enough of how important this part of the marketing piece of it is. Again, talking about Dr. James Thomas just a moment ago. Prior to him coming on to training, he actually had a warm lead that he was working on, and once he became a licensee, he was able to come in here before training, schedule one of these demos, and it was this doctor that he got. I think that was actually his second doctor that he just got here just recently, because he implemented this part as his marketing. So again, you may not have the experience in medicine or medical billing, but we do. And not only do we have that experience in that, we also know how to position it, that we're not trying to resell a piece of software to a doctor. We're really focused in on the cash flow portion of it. So as we go through these demos with your doctor, with your prospective doctors, we're really pointing them in the direction of saying, hey, doctor, this is what this particular company, with our help, is going to do to get you a higher return with your claims, or reduce your rejections of those claims. So it's this portion of our marketing aspect of everything. This is where we are teaming up with you as a licensee to help bridge that gap of experience. Adam, you want to share any more about that?
Yeah, let me see if I can just make sure that we're clear on how this works. These demos are done by the ABS demo team, except we are doing them on your behalf, on behalf of your company. So what you're doing is you're telling the doctor, I'm going to schedule a demo with my demo team on this particular date, and it's a go-to meeting. You know, we don't go there in person, but it's a go-to meeting like what we're doing right now. And you as a licensee are going to be on the call. Usually you'll actually go to the doctor's place of business, just to, because that's something that's important. And you'll be on the call with the doctors, but you don't have to do anything. We are running the entire demo, and we're doing it as if it's on behalf of you. So the doctors are not only are they very impressed with the system itself, as we're walking them through the billing and the EHR platform and answering all their technical questions, but they can see that you're not joking around. You're a serious business owner, and you're part of a network of dozens of offices nationwide, and you've got all these experts in technologies behind you, doing a lot of the work for you. So it really builds your credibility. And I get that question a lot. Why is the doctor going to give me the time of day?
Right.
How are they going to feel like I'm qualified to do their business for them? And that's because you're going to show them that you've got all these different technologies and people behind you helping you and doing a lot of the work for you.
Well, Adam, that's one of the questions that came in, and it came in from, I hope I can say the name properly, Janard Hanna, asked, how will doctors believe us for them letting us do their billing? This is one of those areas. You talk about ramping up your experience and ramping up your credibility. This is where it comes into play, because although you may be starting off brand new by yourself out there, building and getting your market together, all of a sudden you're able to pull a team together and have a team behind you and instantaneously be able to produce a demo where, we're not stumbling around on what we're doing here. We're literally walking that doctor through along with their office staff and presenting this. And basically at the end, the doctors are usually asking, wow, what do we need to do next? Or I've never seen anything like that before, and what can we do to get started? So that's what we're doing here, and that's how we're bridging this gap of. And how to get that done is basically there's a form that's online. I just have to put it in the screen here, but basically you can tell us the practice name, what specialty is, who's going to be attending the demo, is it a full-time, or how many full-time providers, how many part-time providers. So we're going to gather some information so that when we talk to the doctor and you're introducing us as your team, we know a little bit about what's going on with that particular practice there. Now, again, moving on here of why no experience is needed, and why is because of our support. We've kind of blended both the training, the marketing, and the support pieces here. But again, as we kind of move through this, we have got the technology to be able to help you, whether it's a computer, questions that come in from there, or email, or fax, or phone call, whatever it may be. We have your back on that particular part of the support team. And I know we've already shown this a little bit about the licensee support site, but this is where you, as soon as you become a licensee, even before training, not only are you going to get the marketing material from us, your business package from us, but you're going to get access to the licensee support site immediately. And there's where you can go in there and learn how to get started, like right up in this area. All the different aspects, the services, how to get trained. Here's where you can learn if you want to even hire a sales rep and what to do, and all the newspaper ads that could go along with that. But again, this is where one of those extra support mechanisms. So think about it. Not only do you have the 800 number right up here, we have a live chat directly to our support team. You can email us. But 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you can always go here to the licensee support site. And now I'm going to kind of kick this over back to Adam here on this section here, which is our licensee forum. Adam, talk a little bit about our licensee forum.
Yeah, real quick, going back to that last slide, Eric, I don't know if you mentioned, this is a private support site that you get a login to when you become a licensee. And this is we've done some research out there on different support sites from different companies, and I have yet to see a licensee. It's called an intranet, is what we call it, a private licensee intranet. I have not seen a support site as good as ours is, to be completely honest. We've looked at million-dollar franchises that didn't have a support site as put together as this one is. So this is very important. You have access to this 24/7 that has all, like Eric said, hours and hours of ongoing educational webinars on different marketing methods that we come across, different services that we add to the package, just all kinds of stuff on there. And one of the things that you can get to in here is the next slide, which is the private licensee forum that we have set up so that you can actually communicate with licensees from all over the country. And you feel like you're a part of the ABS family in being able to chat with all these folks all over the place saying, hey, what's working for you? What's working for you? That sort of thing. So this has been very helpful for our licensees as well to feel like, hey, I'm not sitting out here all by myself trying to do this by myself, So we've gotten a lot of good feedback from that.
And we have a lifetime of support. Adam, I remember, not too long ago where the support was for a year or 2 years, but Patrick says, let's put that aside. Let's go with a lifetime of support and marketing support. You want to, again, address this a little bit?
Yeah, this is another thing that we have not found with any other company that does anything even remotely close to what we do. We are the only company that offers lifetime support at no extra cost, and we really mean that. You do have to pay the upfront license fee, to become a licensee, but that covers for the life of your business. You can contact us through any of the support channels: phone, email, chat, fax, whatever, to get support on any kind of marketing issue, any kind of technical issue, you name it. So what is that worth? Most companies, they charge you after the first couple of years. They charge you for more support. They charge you for a phone call here and there. We have an 800 number for the phone to use. So, it's very, very valuable.
Yeah, and so with that so far, let's kind of recap where we are. Part of that experience that you don't have to have as you enter into as an ABS licensee, you get there at that live training. And then from that training, there's additional training that we saw on the licensee support side. Then the marketing aspect of everything. You don't have to go out and reinvent your marketing campaigns or flyers or anything else like that. That's part of what you're going to get initially whenever you become a licensee. You're going to get that business package from us, and that's just a portion of what you get from us on those marketing materials. Plus, you get that website, and then you can customize it to however you want. And now we've moved here to support, and part of that support and / marketing is that demo area to where we can help you with those demos. And a lot of people have asked me, Adam, well, how many demos do I get? Well, that's why we wanted to share with you. That is a lifetime of support, and that's part of your support, is as many demos as you need for us to do and to help you build your business. That's what we're here to do.
Yep.
All right, so the last portion of it that we want to kind of talk about here, and it's kind of interesting to think about it, is that I don't think anybody really thinks about too terribly much, is no experience needed. Why? Because you're the business owner. You know, not all business owners do everything. And so we want to kind of talk about that, because you're not just getting into something to where, you know, you are just creating yourself or being out there by yourself. You are really a business owner. And I liked this graphic I found here earlier today. And, you know, people that are business owners are the can-do type people. That's kind of what stood out for me there. And people that take ownership and leadership, and they're the development, and they're effective. There's a lot of motivation. They're professionals. And you are that person in the middle. And so if you need support or you need something from American Business Systems, then you pull what you need for that as the experience. And so don't sell yourself short, is what I'm trying to say here, about you just trying to get started in a business and you're all by yourself. You're not by yourself. You are surrounded with a network of other medical billers in the country, along with American Business Systems. Adam, you want to kind of talk about a little bit about that big network of licensees that we have out there?
Yeah, I'd like to go back to not on the slides, but to kind of what we were talking about earlier. You know, a lot of times we get questions from people about, why would a doctor want to use me? You know, I don't have any experience. I've never done this before. You know, how does that work? And this is kind of, you're kind of touching on that with this, in that you're going to let the and we show you how to do this. We show you specifically how to present yourself. You're going to let the doctors know right off the bat that you are the owner of a new business that just opened up a local office, but you're part of a nationwide network of offices that process thousands of claims on a daily basis. And like I said before, you've got people behind you. And it's true.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, and it's true, because there are a lot of the 9 services that we have, the work is actually performed by ABS or one of our technology partners. And so you truly do have these experts behind you doing a lot of the work for you. And you're going to let the doctor know, look, I'm not a coding expert. I have people that do that for me. You know, so the doctors they're going to know that you're the business owner. And really all the doctor wants to know is, am I going to get paid faster? You know, are you going to improve my rejection rates? And can I have your cell phone number if I have any problems? I mean, that's
exactly.
Really, if they have the owner of the business's cell phone number and they know they can get help at one phone call, and they don't have to go through a big long, you know, support line or whatever, that speaks volumes to them. And also, of course, the doctors knowing that you're in their neighborhood and not, you know, thousands of miles away, that's a big thing as well.
Yeah, and part of what Adam's saying, and part of what we want to try to convey here is the sense of, I think, again, we kind of sell ourselves a little bit short. And with that said, if anybody's on the call here and you haven't read Patrick's book on, you know, on success, on that portion of it, he talks about in his book about how we've reached our ceiling of maybe earnings or how good we are or anything else like that. And what we're trying to do is help break through that, even in this webinar, of showing that you're not just, don't go out there and feel like you're having to beg about trying to get business. We know doctors are hurting. We know that doctors need, your services. So walk in any place or carry yourself around, and this is one of the things that we show in the training class is that, you are the person. So if a doctor says, well, how much experience do you have in medical billing? You're going to say, I've got years of experience with my team. I've got a team of people. I've got medical billers if I need that. I've got coders. I've got an implementation team. You've got it all. You've got, I like how Patrick even puts it sometimes is, if you go buy a Century 21 franchise, you're opening up there in your hometown. Well, you just open up a local business, as Adam was saying just a moment ago, of a nationwide large group of people. And so that in of itself will help you carry yourself the way you need to carry yourself as being a business owner in this particular business.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it, Eric.
Now, as an ABS licensee, we want to kind of wrap up here of knowing that we're letting you know that your experience equals our experience. I've kind of put down here, we've got 20 years of billing experience, 20 years of marketing, actually probably even more than that on that, 20 years of coding experience, 20 years of service, just service experience, how to service people, and 20 years of business experience. So folks, your business, when you become part and you become an ABS licensee, this is your experience. So, you don't have to kind of fumble around of trying to figure out what to say if someone asks you, well, how long have you been in business, or what is your experience here? You can certainly say, I'm part of a nationwide network group of people that have over 20 years of experience in so many areas of medical billing in and of itself, or what we would rather you say is revenue cycle management or revenue cycle consulting here. So truly, your business, your experience actually becomes our experience, and our experience becomes your experience there.
So really, Eric, what you're saying is we've got 100 years of experience.
Exactly. That's a great way to put it. And one last little bonus here that I wanted to kind of throw in here, and about no experience needed or anything else that you get here, you're not buying a job. I think I was kind of talking about this with Patrick actually earlier today, and folks, you're not buying a job here. You are buying yourself, your future as you go forward. Adam, kind of talk about what we mean there, but you're just not just buying a job here.
Well, I mean, you're going to be a business owner. You're not. I mean, when you become a licensee, this truly, because we're not a franchise, it's a business opportunity where you're truly the owner of the business, and you can run the business however you see fit. We have licensees that just want to do this part-time. They sign up a couple of doctors, and they're making 30, 40 grand a year, and they're happy with that, and then that's their goal. We have licensees on the other side of the scale that have 6,000 square foot offices with dozens of employees and hundreds of clients, and that's where they want to be, and that was their goal, and everyone in between. And not only that, the business, the way that we've got it set up, is very scalable in either direction. So you can very easily grow it to what you want it to be, or if you need to bring it back down and have it be something smaller, we've got licensees that have done that as well. And the other thing is you don't have to market all of these services that we have. Like, we have 9 different products and services in our main suite of offerings, and if there's anything that you go through training and you've got a service that may not click with you, you don't have to offer it. I mean, you can focus on whatever you want to focus on, and not only that, you can do other things outside of our products. I mean, we've got licensees that specialize in other types of services that are not even one of our main products, just because that maybe that's what they did before they started, or like we've got CPAs that are licensees, and they offer CPA services to doctors. We've got people that have been in the IT world that offer different IT type solutions to doctors, and IT management and support and stuff, in addition to our products and services. So I mean, it can go any direction you want it to go, and it's up to you.
Yeah, and that's a great point. Even in the financial world, I mean, we've had people, like you said, CPAs. We've had bankers that have come in here, people that have been in the mortgage business or real estate business, and maybe they've helped the doctor find another building or anything else. You use your services and your skill sets to move that doctor how you want to. But again, folks, you're not just buying a job here. You're really buying a future. Patrick has gone through webinars in the past where he talks about, folks that have that are on the cutting edge, are the people that and the bread and butter of this country are our entrepreneurs. That's what we're trying to relay here. And when you have a job, you clock in at a time and you clock out at a time. But when you're owning a business and when you have your own business, you run that business how you want to. And kind of putting another take on what Adam's saying here, if you want to ramp this business up fast, and you want to get out there and go, what I like to say, just go blow the doors off of everything, you can certainly do that. There's some people that have taken their time and built their business and done this on a part-time basis while they're working their current job. So it is so scalable, as Adam says, whether you want to grow it large or small, whether you want to ramp it up fast or you want to ramp it up slowly. It's really up to you. But one thing that you can rest assured about is that we're going to be here at whatever pace you want to go. That's what we want to, kind of close out with today, is that we are going to be here. I found this quote on here, Adam, that I wanted to share about following your dreams, or you're going to spend the rest of your life working for someone who did.
That's a good one.
That is a great one. And I want to share a few of the success stories that we have had. Here's Wendy Bruno, along with Patrick. In her first year, she's had 8 doctors. And I think on your blog, didn't she say she's got up to 50 doctors now?
Yeah, that slide is outdated. She's got a lot more than 8.
So she grabbed 8 doctors in her first year. Renee Hermes, who's up in the Illinois area, is just, again, knocking it down up there in that particular area. And I say the Chicago, Illinois area, I think he and even Wendy, who's in Ohio, they've got clients in other states as well. So there is no territory, folks, here with this. This is a great shot of Benny and his family. Benny Biordi was down here for our training just last month, and it's been some time since Benny has come down to training, and he was actually blown away with some of the new products. I mean, some of these people that have been with us for a long time, Adam, I think you would say this, is that, people just are creatures of habit, and they just keep doing the same thing over and over again. But here we brought Benny back into this training class, and he was taken back on not only the support, the training, but some of the products about what he found. You want to share a little bit about what you remember from that?
Well, he just kind of got, when he first started, he started offering medical billing only and really didn't focus on any of the other products at all. And he built a very nice business for himself just doing billing, which is fine. But he was missing out on several different opportunities, the big one being our electronic medical record system that we have. And so he went through training again this past training class, and like you said, he was blown away by the EMR software that we have and realized that he was like, guys, I've been missing out on a lot of opportunities here. So he was really excited to go out and start talking to doctors about that.
He was so jacked up. And so I wanted to share that a little bit because, even though that you become a licensee, and as new products roll out, new things go out, that's all included in as being a licensee with us. Here's Tierney Martin. She's out in California, and I know that this is actually kind of outdated. I think she just landed a 20-doctor practice, a group practice out there in California as well. Then we've got Janet Malinowski, who's up, again, she's up in, I believe, that Ohio area, 20 doctors of staff, and you can see here is a full, has a full office. And then Deb Boehner, she's one of those ladies that came through our class who had previous billing experience but didn't know how to market. And so through our help, we were able to help her land up to 10 more doctors. Benjamin and Ari, here's a couple of immigrants that come over here, and one's an attorney, one was into the jewelry business. decided to get into this business. They were actually going to buy a medical billing company, but then they decided and found us here, and they've grown their business very large. And I want to kind of end with this one, Sharice Moreland out in California. And here's a lady that just wanted to stay home, work with her family, but again, paid her investment off within the first year. So, Adam, I'm going to kind of wrap this thing up here, and I'm going to turn it back over to you about the next training dates and then the money-back guarantee. But I want to pose this question once again. Why do you not need experience to become a medical biller? Because ABS is your experience. We are partnering with you through everything, again, whether you want to ramp up quickly, whether you want to do this slowly, whether you want to grow up big, whether you want to keep it small, we're here to help support you. Adam, why don't you take it from here, talk about the training dates that we have coming up, and then I'm going to let you talk about the money-back guarantee.
Yeah, we're right. We've got 2 slides left, guys, and then we will stop the recording, but we will stay on and answer. We've got some questions that have come in, so we will stay on and answer your questions if you'd like to, if anybody wants to stay on and listen for that. But again, just talking about the live training, the next one we have coming up, September 16 through 20, and like I mentioned earlier, we have 7 seats open for that that are left open. So if you're working on getting into that class, you need to contact us as soon as you can. If you haven't already, get with your ABS rep, call that 800 number there, and find out who your ABS representative is, and they can help walk you through that process of getting in there. And then if you want to go to that last slide, basically we like to let everybody know there's no other company in the nation doing anything close to what we're doing, even other companies that have anything like this that we've seen. We allow you to go through our entire training class, all 5 days, learn everything there is to learn about our program, how the services work, how much money you can make on each one of those, how you get clients, all of our marketing methods. If there's anything at all that doesn't make sense to you and you feel like that you're not going to be able to make this business work for you for whatever reason, you can ask for your money back at the end of the class on Friday, and we will give you a full refund, and we'll part as friends. And that's how much we believe in our live training class. And that's in writing in our agreement.
Yep, so if you haven't gotten a copy of that purchase agreement, certainly ask us, and we'll certainly get you a copy of that so you can review that. Again, we certainly hope to see you here in this next class that's coming up. But again, as Adam said, we're here for a little bit longer. We want to kind of go through some more of these questions for you. So if you feel like you can stay on for just a little bit longer, we will kind of go through and go through some of these questions.